going on, everybody? It is Charlize Walker of Lisa's Business Enterprise here with another Make It Happen Monday credit tip. This is actually part two of the series that I'm doing on credit score data and ways to improve your credit score using the FICO model. So, part two. Part two can be called many different things, but it's talking about the balance owed or your credit utilization or the credit usage. So, the credit utilization is the second highest factor in your overall credit score. So this is just remember the credit utilization is percentage of your available credit. This is um, how many accounts have balances and how much of your available credit you are using. And of course, the lower the better. The lower the percentage is better. And so what it is adding up the limits for all of your credit cards will give you your total available credit. But try not to use no more than 30% of your available credit. So, just for example, so if you have like three credit cards and all of them total up, your limits are $5,000. But if you are using, you know, 2,500 is has a balance on it, that means your utilization is at 50%, which is high to lenders. If they're looking at the credit risk, this is what they're looking at. Okay, you got a high credit utilization. What's going on? Even if it's 30, 40 or higher, they're like, oh, you don't have nothing available. What's going on? They can look at it as a risk, or if you're in like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70, 80%, or if you maxed out, something's going on and they're not going to take the risk on you because you don't have any available balance or anything. Because again, remember, this has to benefit them. If anything that happens and you have something open, they can say, oh, well, you have, 2,000 available that you can cover such and such, or something like that. So that's a lot what they look at. And a lot of times, especially when I used to be a bill collector, we had this. I think it was LexisNexis where you look at. We can tell bill collectors can tell when they pull the data that if you're looking for a mortgage or you're looking for someone with available credit that you have. Okay, just dropping that gem in there. But again, try not to use no more than 30% of your available credit. This is going to help you improve that. If you can spend 30% or less, um, that'll be great. So what you do is just reduce your spending and pay off as much as you can on your credit cards, even your retail credit cards, because that's showing on there as well. And also keep unused cards open because closing an account reduces your total available credit. Remember, hopefully, I have video somewhere when I talked about closing an open credit card account or closing a credit account, period, as well. And then, of course, pay your credit card balances on time regularly, and your issuer will likely see you as a good credit risk and increase your credit limits. Sometimes I know I've had a JCPenney card in the past. I don't know if they still have it. JCPenney's still open, but anyway, and they would just automatically increase the limit. Some creditors may be like that, and some maybe not. If you want to increase your available rate, because this is going to help your balance, your utilization, you can, after making a good 6 months of payments on time, and what I talk about in my book, how to bring down this step-by-step guide to the part when talking about bringing down high balances. I say I should just put something smaller there, like a Spotify, you know, account, and then just make sure you're paying it off every month, every month, every month, on time, which is the key. And so after 6 months or so, and you paying down your balances and everything, you're showing that the creditors, your actual the credit card company and other lenders, if you go to apply for something, especially if you have a goal after 6 or 7 months or within a year, you can go and ask them to increase your limit. And sometimes they will, sometimes you won't, but you definitely got to make the payments on time for that to even happen. And so, again, if you have one thing on there, you're paying it, it keeps your credit utilization lower. Okay, so hopefully part two has helped you and gained some type of understanding. Again, go ahead and get the book if you haven't. Get the workbook if you need to work on your own credit. But again, if you're in Texas, Michigan, or in Alabama, I can help with credit repair if you seem this to be a little bit overwhelming for you. But again, I always say try it yourself before you hire me. Okay. So part three is going to be coming up soon. Part three is credit history. We'll get into that next.